A man accidentally rescued a lion that had fallen into the water. Unexpectedly, the lion grew attached and refused to leave his side. By the time he carried it home, the poor thing was stiff and freezing. Worried the icy water would make it seriously sick, he quickly wrapped it in a warm blanket, then called a veterinarian right away to run a full checkup, hoping the little survivor would pull through. It kept its life, but its body was still very weak. He stayed by its side day and night, preparing nutritious food every single day. After several days of gentle reassurance, the animal's eyes slowly showed a will to live again. Seeing the moment he fed it some chicken, after days without food, it devoured the meal. That simple act of kindness changed how it saw humans. It started getting more energetic and curious about everything around it. It could watch the fish tank for hours. In the days that followed, he let it explore freely, sometimes even gave it tasty treats to build trust. As time went on, they grew incredibly close. It looked fierce, but was gentle like a house dog. Whenever he left home, it switched into wreck the house mode. Even cardboard boxes got torn open, no mercy at all. It even grabbed his slippers just to chew and investigate. After that, it became even sweeter and more clingy. Whenever he was working, it would nudge in and beg for attention. At night, it squeezed in to sleep beside him, loving the warmth under the blankets. Little by little, he got used to the big fluffy heater, often holding it while they slept. Later on, he recorded their daily life together, sometimes standing on the balcony, replaying the memories. This cross-species bond became the most precious gift of his life. Even the fiercest beast can carry pure gentleness inside, and that gentleness can melt even the coldest ice.
One day, a young man discovered an abandoned white tiger cub. Kind-hearted and concerned, he decided to take the little cub home. He quickly warmed up some milk and fed him, then gently cleaned the tiny cub's body. Before long, the exhausted cub drifted off to sleep. Eager to see him grow strong, the man made sure to give him extra food every single day. Soon enough, the little cub began to grow. He started exploring his new surroundings, curious about everything around him. Looking into those innocent eyes, the man felt even more determined to raise him well. He spent time playing with him, posing in all kinds of silly ways, and even roughhousing together on the grass. Gradually, the white tiger began to depend on him. He wouldn't even sleep unless he was curled up beside him. The man's girlfriend grew just as attached. She would often let the cub massage the bottoms of her feet, and she loved hugging his head and gently rocking it back and forth. With their devoted care, the cub quickly outgrew his baby features, transforming into a powerful, healthy predator. But the man never tried to distance himself from the tiger. In fact, their bond only grew stronger. They played hide and seek together. Sometimes he'd get knocked to the ground, letting the tiger climb and play freely on his back. It seemed they had already become family. But eventually, he realized the white tiger would have to return to the life he was meant for, so he brought him to a wildlife conservation center. However, once there, the tiger grew irritable. He even refused to eat in protest. Before long, his body became weaker and weaker, and he frequently vomited. After a thorough examination, doctors determined he was depressed, unable to adapt to the new environment. With no other choice, the man brought him back home. The moment the tiger saw him, he became visibly emotional, as if his old spirit had returned. When the girlfriend learned the tiger was back, she was overjoyed. They spent their days playing together in the pool and lying on the grass, soaking up the sun side by side. Perhaps that's what love truly looks like.
Suddenly, a cobra lunged straight at the male lion. It struck and bit him instantly. Startled, the lion quickly tried to drive it away, but he still couldn't avoid being bitten. Not long after walking away, the lion began gagging. Would the cobra's venom kill him? The photographer was extremely curious, so he decided to keep filming and follow the lion. As the lion kept moving, the venom quickly spread through his bloodstream. In just a short moment, his legs began losing control. He started spinning in circles. At first glance, he looked like someone drunk. Moments later, he collapsed to the ground. His limbs twitched uncontrollably. The lion clenched his teeth, struggling to control his body. But despite his efforts, nothing improved. The photographer could only watch from a distance. If the lion suddenly attacked, it would be dangerous. After a while, the lion slowly stopped convulsing. The photographer thought he was about to die, so he told the driver to move closer. But just as they approached, the lion suddenly roared a warning. The photographer immediately told the driver to back up. A moment later, the lion slowly sat up. By now, he seemed to realize he had been poisoned. Even standing was extremely difficult. To recover as quickly as possible, the lion struggled toward a nearby river. His mother had taught him since he was young, if you are poisoned, go to the river and drink water. It's the only way to fight the toxin. Driven by pure survival instinct, the lion used every ounce of strength he had left. After struggling for a long time, he finally reached the riverbank. After drinking some water, his body slowly began to recover. He turned and looked back at the photographer. The photographer jumped in surprise. He immediately called a wildlife rescue center. Soon after, conservation staff rushed the lion to a rescue station. The doctor examined the bite wound and said there was still a chance to save him. Immediately, the team began a series of medical examinations. They needed to make sure he had no other injuries. After scanning the bite location, they finally decided on the proper treatment plan. The lion was quickly injected with anti-venom, but he still remained unconscious. To help him regain consciousness, the medical team carried out continuous emergency treatment. After everyone's combined efforts, the lion who had been weak and close to death finally began to recover. The lion who nearly died was pulled back from the brink of death. Something strange happened inside the cattle barn. A tiny baby leopard was sneaking sips of fresh cow's milk. When the homeowner suddenly walked in, the little guy didn't even notice. Worried the cow might get drained dry, the woman had no choice but to carry him outside. At first, she planned to let him leave on his own, but the moment she put him down, he sprinted straight back toward the barn. He didn't stop until he crawled right under the cow, and he kept letting out tiny, helpless cries. That's when the woman realized the little leopard saw the cow as his mother. Whoever raises you becomes your mom after all. And just like that, the cow accepted this unusual new child. Whenever she had milk, she always saved him a share. Everyone thought the baby leopard would stay by the cow's side forever. But during one outing, the little one chose to walk away. After all, he was still a wild animal. The woman couldn't force him to stay. In the days without him, the cow and her calf felt something missing. A few days later, while gathering firewood in the hills, the woman stumbled upon the little leopard, sleeping in a tree hollow. He looked heartbreakingly pitiful. Compassion welled up inside her. So she gathered her courage and brought him home again. But when he didn't see the cow, he cried his heart out. Because while he'd been gone, something terrible had happened to the cow. The woman had been forced to sell both cow and calf. And just like that, the responsibility of raising the little leopard fell on her. Thankfully, he was gentle and obedient. She often took him outside, letting him get used to the world. Whenever he got dirty, she cleaned him the moment they got home. She wasn't sure if it was the right thing to do, but she vowed to raise him until he grew up. Worried milk alone wasn't enough. She changed up his meals every day, making sure he always had something good to eat. As he grew older, the little leopard became the most loyal guardian of the household. He even made friends with many other animals. Surrounded by love and warmth, he quickly grew into a full-grown leopard. He looked fierce on the outside, but around the woman, he was just a big, gentle cat. Now, he was basically her personal bodyguard. Even while enjoying a massage, his eyes were constantly scanning the surroundings. Even the man she started dating, he approved after careful selection. Though no one really understood why he liked that type of guy, and he loved sleeping in too, the leopard had to wake him up almost every morning. The little leopard truly had the gentlest nature, never loud, never destructive. Even the neighbors often came to visit him, never once worried he'd act aggressively. Everyone thought this little guy would live happily like this forever until he suddenly fell gravely ill. To save him, the woman brought in a specialist to treat him at home. No one knew how it would end. All she could do was pray, hoping he'd pull through this darkest moment. Two hyenas were surrounding and attacking a lone lion cub. The man immediately started honking like crazy. When that didn't work, he grabbed a stick and rushed down to chase them off. Luckily, the hyenas sensed danger and hurriedly ran away. Seeing the little lion lying on the ground, barely breathing, the man suddenly felt a surge of pity for him. So he gently scooped the cub into his arms, planning to take him to the nearest pet hospital for a checkup. Fortunately, the little guy wasn't in any life-threatening condition, just a badly injured hind leg. During recovery, the man bought a simple support frame to help him stand. Facing this unexpected tiny visitor, the family dog became extremely excited. He kept bouncing around non-stop. Thankfully, after spending some time together, they not only became good friends, but the lion cub's hind legs slowly regained strength. The man felt heartbroken about what he had gone through. So during this time, he practically treated the cub like a treasure. Worried he might lack nutrition, the man even bought special milk to feed him. Slowly, the little guy stepped out of that terrible shadow, eating well and drinking plenty every day. He could fall asleep deeply, just about anywhere. At first, the man thought no matter how well he recovered, there would definitely be some lasting after effects. But he never expected the cub to have such strong vitality. Soon, he was already running and jumping everywhere, and his current appearance stunned everyone. To strengthen the cub's body, the man often fed him fresh beef. Without noticing, the lion cub had grown a lot. He often played around in the yard with the dog. When tired, he would lie in the man's wife's arms and act spoiled. He didn't have even a trace of a king of the jungle. No one could imagine that one day he would grow into the ruler of the forest. Sometimes he was as mischievous as a child. Whenever he saw a toy, he couldn't take another step. He was curious about every item in the house. He could even chew on a wet wipe and play with it all afternoon. Just like that, whenever she had free time, the man's wife took him out to sunbathe and admire his handsome little face. As time went by, the cub grew up surrounded by love and warmth, slowly maturing. Today, he needs several pounds of fresh ribs every meal, and now weighs more than 200 pounds. Fortunately, beneath that fierce exterior is a gentle, kind heart. He has never shown aggressive behavior toward the man. With him around, the couple felt safe wherever they went. No matter where they were, they felt completely secure. But after all, he is still a wild animal. No one should ever try to imitate this. Without proper paperwork, raising one is illegal. The man never expected that a rescue made by chance would end up bringing him such a massive treasure.
After a heavy rainstorm, a tiger cub was discovered in a vegetable garden. No one knew whether it had wandered off or been abandoned. Fearing the cub might be attacked by other wild animals, the man gathered his courage and gently lifted it into his car. Still unfamiliar with humans, the little tiger often hid timidly under the bed. The man knew it needed time to adjust, so every day he tried to give it a little more love. After living together for a while, the cub slowly began to move closer to this kind-hearted man. Despite its fierce appearance, its personality was just like a playful little kitten. In the blink of an eye, the cub had grown up, becoming the most special guest in the family. Whenever the man worked, it would jump over to cuddle, begging him to play. Once tired, it would fall asleep instantly. The man had absolutely no way to say no to it. By now, the entire house had become its playground. Sleepy, it would nap wherever it pleased, living a life that would make any tiger jealous. Thankfully, beneath that fierce exterior was a truly warm heart. Sometimes it even helped its owner, just like a loyal dog.